Oh my God, sloth, damn, sloth. Chemical alert like bats on the ceiling. Black on my cape, can't see what I'm dealing. Black in my heart, can't feel any feeling with my sloth ass slut, so I gotta keep.
And they're like, you know, and she ends up driving the bus again, and they just go through it again. At the end, they just kiss like in the first one.
Yeah, it'll be dope. Yeah. Fucking Speed the reboot.
Yeah, Speed, even speedier. Speed.
Welcome to another episode of the Completely Useless Podcast. What is up?
What's up, guys? What's up, Frank?
Chilling.
How you doing?
Good. I'm smoking some.
I'm saying, ganja. How you doing? Like we haven't fucking been talking.
Checked in with each other
hour.
Every week.
Like
I know, right?
Like even if we didn't, we just talked for like an hour.
Yeah, it's true.
But what's this episode gonna be about? I run out of things to talk about.
That's not true.
I'm just kidding. That is not true at all. How you guys doing, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to us, to our episode. I'm very excited.
I am too.
There's a lot of shitty things happening in the world, and we'll talk about that when we talk about that, all right? But we also need a little bit of joy. You know, you can't just, you know, you need a little bit of distraction, you know? Yep. You can stay focused on the revolution, but we also need a little bit of distraction of things we like, you know? So this past weekend, a big event, DC Fandome, came out, or happened, I guess. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that. So if you don't want to hear about it, get out. But I'm very excited. We got to look at a lot of upcoming DC movies. It looks like DC is getting it right now, because so far we've gotten a lot of bad movies. You know?
Yeah, I mean, they did kind of not a good job of forming the DCEU. Start off on a bad foot, and I think they're really taking all this time to like make sure that we know what's going to be coming soon in the future, and really getting us hyped for all the possibilities that are coming up. Because I think DC Fandom was kind of a different event than what we've seen in the past, and in a way where they're trying to get the fans really in on what's going to be happening in the future.
Right. And we saw a lot of good trailers. We saw some trailers for video games too, which look awesome. We'll talk about this in a minute.
Yep. And animated movies, not just regular movies, animated movies.
I didn't watch any of the trailers for the animated movies.
Oh, and we won't talk about that, but they're fucking there. Go watch them.
We'll watch them. Right. First things first, like the biggest one and the one that I'm the most excited for, the Batman. Yeah. The Batman had an amazing trailer. Probably the best one out of everything. I didn't even finish writing the list. No,
yeah, it was definitely really good.
Probably the best trailer out of the whole event.
Yeah, no, I thought it was freaking awesome. Like, I mean, we've had so much speculation as to what to expect from this Batman movie. I think also like with Joker coming out, like that really like was like, oh, we can't wait to see what the parallel is, you know, because they started talking about Batman movie right away, pretty much after that came out.
Yeah, pretty much.
So now we finally get to see what it's going to be like, and to me, it's honestly met most of my expectations. Like, it really hyped me up. It really got me to a place where I'm excited to see Batman. Not that I wasn't before, but it's just.
I mean, I was gonna watch it either way.
Yeah, you know? Like you don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh no, there's no way I was gonna watch it. Like, I know a lot of people hate on it because of Robert Pattinson, but whatever. He was a fucking vampire in a movie that made him a shit ton of money.
Over that. Yeah, people need to get over that.
Like, you're telling me for how much money really that he made, you wouldn't also dress up like a glittery vampire? Are you kidding me? I would suck a dude's dick for the money that he made. Like, you know, like,
yeah, come on.
People get really upset about it. I'm like, nah, dude, he's just an actor doing his thing.
And also, yeah, like maybe the movie wasn't good. Who cares?
Yeah.
You're telling me, everyone that's complaining, you're telling me that your favorite actor has just made nothing but gold? No.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
What's his name? Lawrence Fishburne was fucking in a Pee Wee Herman movie. You know, he was
not
Curtis
just the movie.
Cowboy.
He was in the TV show. Like,
yeah, he was Curtis Cowboy, and then now he's like years. A super legit actor. You know, yeah. Exactly.
By the way, if you haven't seen him in Hannibal, the TV show, it's on Netflix. Fucking watch that shit. It's so fucking good, dude. That show, yeah, he plays Jack. he plays the main cop who's hunting like the FBI boss kind of from in Silence of the Lambs, Clarice's boss, the guy that she's always going to. He plays that guy, and
That's Lawrence.
man,
That's
Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, and he does such a good job. Like man, like that. You know, the thing about Lawrence Fishburne is like for me, what really made him was Matrix. So I expect a lot of like action from him. You know, and so in this movie, you get action, but you also get a lot of him like putting a lot into the character and like really like seeing like how a man almost at his wits end is really dealing with hunting different killers and stuff. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, dude, you would really like it. It's really good. And they only did 3 seasons, but the end is one of those endings where you're like, it could have ended right then and there, or if they decide to pick it up, like it's not gonna have a problem picking, you know, starting again from that point. So it's not like annoying to watch it because you're left with all these emotions or you're left with this unresolved ending. It's pretty resolved, but it can also continue if they choose to. So, but I mean, it's so good. And they even cover events that happened like in the book. You get to see a couple different things. The very next season was going to be the Silence of the Lambs, and they didn't get to it. But Netflix says they might pick it up, so that's a possibility. I know that's not DC, a little tangent, but that show was good.
A lot of it's been getting talked about a lot lately, you know. So
it's a great show. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. Honestly, like all the actors in it were really, really good. It took a lot of like, because I mean, if you're a science or I guess what's his name, a Hannibal Lecter fan, you're gonna love the show. It's different from the movies and it's different from the book, but it's definitely like a good like a combination of both. Like they take a lot of really cool stuff, and especially once they start doing stuff from the movies, I started getting like super excited. I was like, oh shit, like it's going down, and like a lot of things that happen that you don't expect it, and you get to see Hannibal like interact with people. You know, you don't really get to see that too much in the movies. It's only a couple of scenes where you see him like really like interact like without him being in the cage or like a barrier of some kind.
Right. Yeah, you rarely see him.
Yeah, in the show though, you get to see like his office, you get to see his home, you get to see like him interact in all kinds of situations. It's fucking good.
Yeah. I mean, if you like Hannibal so much, why don't you just marry it, Frank? Jesus. I feel like you got a boner right now talking about it.
I mean, do you not get a boner when you talk about Hannibal Lecter?
No, I get a boner when I talk about what is it? Fuck, I forgot. There was something good.
Is that how you get your WAP? Is that how that happens? Is that
something happened at work the other day? And I was like, did anybody else get a boner from that?
And like, I forgot fucking no, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. And I was like, oh, just me? All right, cool. That's fine. Me neither. But yeah. No, getting back to the point, the Batman.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson was a fine choice. People talk shit about Christian Bale too. And look at that. It's probably the best Batman we got, you know?
Yeah.
Also, Batman's wearing a mask most of the time. Who cares?
Well, this one, supposedly, this one isn't going to have as much mask wearing. You're going to see him more as Bruce Wayne as well, which I think I think that trend started with Michael Keaton, and then you kind of saw it evolve over the years, right? You got to see more and more of Bruce Wayne. Right. Minus that thing that George Clooney calls Bruce Wayne. I don't know what he fucking called that, but it was terrible. But
it's a parallel universe, right?
Well, that's the
Let's
one.
Just say that.
Well, yeah, right. And so there's a lot, you know, that he has big shoes to fill and a lot of big expectations, but I think he does a good job. I think from what I've seen, like I'm excited to see more of it, and just like from the information, like the fact that he's like a young Batman, a year 2 Batman. You know, this is the second time.
Batman, I'm pretty excited for. I'm pretty excited about that. Even though we did see Christian Bale, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's Batman, and obviously he was a. But it didn't seem like it, you know.
It didn't seem like he really struggled. He struggled a little bit. He struggled like in a scene of a movie. You know what I mean? And in this version,
it didn't seem like it seems like Robert Pattinson is like really struggling with this identity and trying to be becoming Batman. Like he's still becoming Batman.
Yeah, the one thing, one of the biggest things that they said, and it really like hit home with me, was they said that like Gotham City still isn't on Batman's side yet. Like they're still in a place where like, fuck, the Batman's coming. It's not like he's like, oh, the Batman's coming, he's gonna
Like
save
everyone's
us.
scared of him.
Everyone
right? Like
thinks,
they don't know. They don't know what the fuck is going on.
But he's just starting like his relationship with the police. He's just starting to make a scene.
I saw. Speaking of that, the guy that's. I think there's a commissioner before Jim Gordon becomes commissioner.
Yeah.
I'm not that well versed in the DCU canon. To be honest, I'm more of a Marvel guy. But there's a commissioner that really has beef with Batman. So I think the guy we see an old guy that seems to be like a commissioner. Jim Gordon's standing next to him. So I think he is going to have a difficult relationship.
I think Jim Gordon is already the commissioner at this point.
No, I think it's that guy with the glasses. Unless he's the mayor.
No, that's Commissioner Gordon.
No.
It's not the black guy?
Jim Gordon is the black guy, yeah. Jeffrey Wright. There's another guy with glasses with a white beard that's speaking in a podium. Jim Gordon's right there, like in the background.
Yeah.
I think that's the commissioner.
Oh, maybe. I mean, but it wouldn't make sense though, because in this movie, Batman works with the cops in this movie, though.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying that's how like their rocky relationship starts.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like at first, and then also we don't know that he works with them. We know that we see that there's a scene when we see them. We see him in a room full of cops, and they're not trying to arrest him or anything. But it does seem like some of them are trying to catch hands. You know.
From my understanding, he's already started like a relationship with them, and they're just starting to work together.
But just like everything, even the people of Gotham aren't sure about him. You know?
That's fair.
So like the cops are probably kind of in a similar situation. So they're like, are we gonna trust this guy or not? The only way to see that is to kind of work with him a little bit and get to know him, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But it does seem like they're trying to throw hands with him at one point.
Yeah.
And Jim Gordon's trying to hold him back. I think it's gonna come to a point where like it's just Jim Gordon kind of on his side, which is kind of
maybe. I mean, that would be cool.
You know?
Either way, it's gonna be cool to see like how he's gonna interact with the police and everything, and like I really hope they put Officer Bullock in there too to kind of give him a hard time because he never really liked Batman. He always talks mad shit. So that'll be kind of cool to see. I think also like the fact that we're seeing the beginning of the villains, like they're finally bringing Riddler back. You know, into the spotlight,
finally. And
it looks good.
I haven't read all the comic books. I've never seen the Riddler look kind of like that. Yeah. So I was a little thrown off by it. But I mean, I'm open to it.
There's a lot of different Riddler looks, but definitely like the more like distraught, you know, like serious killer look is kind of one that I like. But he also like there's some where he comes out as like more of like a know-it-all nerdy, like he's very tech savvy, and so that's how he's able to do like the different
I'm used to more shit like that.
So but it'll be interesting to see how he's portrayed. I mean, even like you fucking hate Colin Farrell.
I don't hate him that much, right? You have a flair for the dramatic.
He calls me once a day and complains about Colin Farrell for 30 minutes on his lunch break. And then I
talk about how much I hate him.
Every day at 2 o'clock or 12 o'clock, I look at my phone and it just says Colin Farrell time. And then Pablo calls right after.
As soon as you get the notification from your phone.
Yeah.
I call.
You call right. Every time.
I don't hate him that much. But I'm cool with that. You can't recognize him.
No, you can't. He doesn't look like him. So I would not have known that it was Colin Farrell unless they said something, and then I was like, oh shit.
I only know that it's Colin Farrell because they said Colin Farrell was playing the Penguin, and that's obviously the Penguin.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not even him. Maybe
it is.
Not even the Penguin.
It is,
right?
It is. They said for sure that's the Penguin. Like they're introducing a lot of villains into this movie.
That's why I know that's Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Because I know Colin Farrell was playing the Penguin.
Yeah.
And that's the Penguin. You know?
Yeah, they're gonna introduce the
like
Riddler.
Richard Nixon.
He does look like Richard Nixon.
Looks exactly like Richard. It looks like Richard Nixon the way they will portray him in a Watchmen movie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it does. It is very yeah. But yeah, they're gonna introduce Catwoman. They're gonna introduce Penguin, Riddler. There was another one.
I think
there's a lot of them.
I saw something about speculations about they're at least gonna hint at the Court of Owls.
Yes. I know that would be fucking insane if they did like a court. It's like that's crazy to me. Like, there's so many Batman stories out there that deserve recognition hard, like before most stories. But Court of Owls is so good that it's coming before like a ton of other shit. You know, like the fact that they still haven't covered Jason Todd's death in a movie. Like they only have hinted at it in the first in the Dawn of Justice, in Dawn of Justice. No, sorry. And Batman, you're right. And Batman vs Superman, they only hint at it. They don't even like say what the fuck happened or show it.
Yeah.
And like that's crazy that they killed off a super important character and they haven't even like no.
I think they might have a little trouble. Maybe not now, but maybe before they were having a little trouble just having a character as intense as the Red Hood.
No, that's fair. It is like
just doesn't give a fuck, and he's just shooting motherfuckers in the face. You know?
Yeah.
And so that's really gonna overshadow Batman.
That's true. I was watching a documentary because there's like a Batman movie that was written by Frank Miller that never got made, and he was talking about how like the story that they were basing it off of, which is a Frank Miller story, is super dark already, but they were kind of like, yeah, let's try it. So they tried a couple scripts with a few writers and they couldn't really land it where they wanted to. And then they had Frank Miller write it with this director who did this like really like kind of crazy movie at Sundance that Warner Brothers ended up, I believe, buying. And they have them write a script, and literally as the producer is reading the script, he drops it and he's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, that's how crazy like the story, like they said that when they wrote it, it was like Taxi meets Batman. That Robert De Niro movie? Taxi Driver? Yeah, it was like Taxi Driver meets Batman.
Well, honestly, yeah, that seems about right. Like, about how like Batman will be formed or whatever in real life.
Yeah.
Batman has a lot of issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Bruce Wayne could have just gone to therapy.
Yeah. I know, right?
Like, if he had gone to therapy,
yeah,
there would be no Batman. You know,
I think if he would have joined
from a lot of trauma, there's so much there, you know.
I kind of blame Alfred. I think if he would have just put him into like Brazilian jiu-jitsu at a young age, maybe he would have channeled his energy different. Or yoga, have him do yoga. Right? Yeah, just yoga. I kind of blame Alfred a little bit because like, what did you? He's the richest kid in the world, and you didn't even like, you know?
Like, what were you doing, huh?
Yeah, Alfred, what the fuck,
man? That he ran away.
Yeah.
And joined fucking the League of Shadows.
Yeah. What the fuck? You know, he could have done anything else. You know, you could have got him into graffiti art. He could have been Banksy. Anything. He could have been Batsy. Okay?
Literally anything. Anything. You have all the resources in the world.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that's right. Fuck Alfred. I was a little disappointed. I want to see how Andy Serkis is going to play Alfred in this one.
It's going to be. And they said it's definitely a different Alfred than what we're used to. And I want to.
I'm sure I'm much younger Alfred.
Yeah.
And
that
can still fuck shit up, you know.
I forgot his name, but the guy that played the Alfred in the last movie was probably my favorite Alfred.
Michael Caine.
No, not Michael Caine.
The guy that kind of looks like Robert Downey Jr.
Yes,
right?
That guy. That's the only way I remember him.
He was in the movie for like 2 seconds. How is he your favorite Alfred?
It's because he's like the sarcastic Alfred, and like Batman. So Batman growing up for me was the
sarcastic.
They're barely sarcastic.
No,
he's barely a smartass in the other movies.
Yo,
Michael Caine did a good job.
I rewatched The Dark Knight last night. Alfred has always been a smartass. If anything, it was in the older movies that he wasn't. It was just like a super old guy.
Michael Caine did a good job, but he didn't really go for it like how Alfred would in the comics. Like Alfred didn't give a. He was like my or your mom just roasting you. Like they didn't give a fuck.
I think they wanted a more serious tone for the whole movie.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, but the last guy did a pretty good job.
Yeah, but maybe that was the problem with the other ones. Well, that was part of the problem with this last guy in this last movies. Did you want a really serious tone, or did you want people to make jokes?
But that's the thing, though, too, is
like you can have some characters do some funny things every now and then, but don't switch it like that so much.
Yeah, I guess. I see what you're saying. Like, you want to keep, like, the same mood of the movie. You don't want to change it up too much, because then it's just, like, doesn't seem it seems very disingenuous and not, like, genuine to the situation. But I think that's why I like The Last Guy, just because, like, it was a good comic relief to not enough, like, where he kept going. It was just enough. And I think that's why I liked it. Because, I mean, even Joker had a couple parts where you would laugh, So there's ways to do it.
Yeah, exactly. There's ways to do it. That's my point. But
yeah, we'll see.
I
don't know. Who knows how he's gonna do it?
Filmmaker, I just comment on what I see, and that movie sucked. But I'm very interested to see what Andy Serkis is gonna be like as Alfred. I wish they would have shown him at least a little bit.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I want to see more. I want to see more, and I don't want to see more because I just want to wait for the movie to come out.
Yeah, maybe they just hadn't filmed maybe they just haven't filmed his scenes.
I know I think they have like more than half of the movie already filmed.
Yeah.
But I just think they don't want to give away too much because it is just a teaser. It's not like because we don't even know what the story is. We just know enough that we know what's going on. We know the villains. We know that.
I thought it was a lot less of the movie that was filmed. I thought it was like a quarter.
I mean, maybe. I'm pretty sure it's at least half.
Okay.
But I mean, the first time we see Robert Pattinson Batman beat up that dude, that was crazy. That was really good.
Do you think those are the Riddler's goons, or
no? I think those are just regular goons. Related? No, I think they're just regular goons. I think they're just a gang that was terrorizing, and he just showed up because they don't seem like they know him, and they don't seem.
A couple of things on the Riddler. On the card that he gave him, and there was another thing I forgot. But there was skulls on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, maybe
kind of had like a skull,
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe they were the Riddler's goons, but then if you look at the mouth, they have like a Chelsea smile, which is what it's called.
I mean, who knows if
they had that painted, so that makes me think of the Joker. Like
maybe
are they like the Joker's goons, and he's like starting up.
From my understanding, they're not going to introduce Joker in this movie, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. But
yeah, but they can put little hints to it. They can put little hints to it that you don't even have to pick up if you don't want to.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean? That's fair. Who knows? I mean, maybe, but I think it would be too early.
Does it? Look how early
that's true.
They mentioned Wakanda in like the first or second.
Yeah. Like they sprinkled like just enough in to like keep you curious.
So like, those goons could be just any goons. They could be the Jokers. They could be the Riddlers.
Yeah.
But you're right though. The way he beat that guy down.
It was dope, man. Shit. That like really like put me like, ooh, this is gonna be sick. Like I can't wait to see him take on multiple people. I think the action in the last movie, in Justice League, and the way that Batman fights multiple people it looked really, really good. Like good. Believable. It looked very believable. Yeah. And
it did look good. And you know what? I wouldn't call it believable, but it did look good. I mean, just the whole concept of Batman is not believable.
Oh no, that's fair. I think it makes sense how he was like fighting the people. Because the thing is, like, it's hard to fight like three dudes, but it's also hard to film it. And the way that they would make it look made it very like you can understand what's going on and how he's taking out the different people. Because sometimes, especially, I think, this kind of started with like Jason Bourne, is they're just fighting multiple guys. They're just keep going. They just like keep fighting multiple guys, and the camera's just like moving. And sometimes you can't make out exactly how he's taking them out. And with these last movies, they've been doing it a lot more open, so you actually see him hit the dude, grab him, throw him, then he grabs the other. Like you see more of it. So I think maybe that's probably what I like more.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Those fight scenes are definitely evolving. Like after movies like The Raid and all those movies that got really popular, and they had really good martial arts. I feel like everyone started stepping it up.
Oh yeah.
On that, like, and then we got like John Wick, or like you see him use actual jujitsu and judo and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome, so the movie started like picking it up because you have a superhero movie that looks like with the camera so shaking because they're fighting or whatever.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're not gonna be able to compete with the other ones,
No.
But yeah, but you're right. They did some of those fight scenes. Honestly, the only thing I liked about Batman vs Superman, I loved, and that is the fight scene on the warehouse.
Yeah.
Where they have Superman's mom hostage, and he breaks in through a window or whatever, or through the floor or something.
No, he comes through the window first, and then he fucks them all up.
I think the plane starts firing through, but then there's a hole in the floor. I remember.
There's a hole. There's a hole in the floor.
Explosion, and they're looking at the hole, and then he comes through the window.
Yeah.
Or does he come out fast through the hole?
Oh, maybe he does come out through the hole then.
With that hook gun or whatever. I don't know exactly how he gets there.
Yeah.
But it's so he can rescue Superman's mom. That fight scene in the warehouse was amazing.
When he reaches through the wall and grabs the dude, that's my favorite part.
Yeah, I jumped a little bit.
Yeah,
I jumped a little bit when that happened. But yeah, and like the way he's using his tools too, like even his his fucking gun, his grappling with the grappling hook. Yeah. He shot it at some guy and then he pulled him all the way here to beat him.
Yeah.
That was crazy. But this Batman is definitely a young, still very angry Batman. So he was making an example out of that guy. Also, like if it does look like some of those other guys, they're like young kids.
Yeah.
They look like 15, so he just want to beat them down.
Yeah, he just wants to get them enough to where they're kind of
right.
Scared.
To scare them. Yeah. That's his whole thing, fear, right? Like he scares this fucking enemies or whatever. But everything looks right with the movie.
Yeah, everything looks good. So I'm excited, and I think it'll be good.
All the casting choices. Zoe Kravitz. I like the subtle like little thing on her beanie that kind of it's like a hint to like cat ears. I'm sure that's not her final form or outfit or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm sure we're gonna get a more Catwoman like outfit, but like when she's wearing that beanie and she's cracking that safe, I really like that it was like really subtle, it's like who she is, who she is, and it looks great. It looks like she has a little scuffle with Batman at one point too.
You think Halle Berry's super pissed?
No, I don't think Halle Berry cares at all. Like she was in that shitty Catwoman movie,
it was so bad. It's perfect. That shit was fucking awful.
That was when like every studio that had a superhero rights was trying to make movies. Right?
Yeah, and I like how they made it, and they're like, we're just gonna make it not Batman-esque. Like it doesn't exist in the same universe. It's like you guys are fucking. That's crazy.
And then we're gonna make a terrible Daredevil movie, and then we're gonna make a terrible spin-off of that Daredevil movie. With,
Elektra. That was a bad Elektra movie. I mean, that Daredevil movie was also bad. I do like watching it every once in a while. It is like a guilty pleasure of mine because it's not good. I just like it for like the aesthetic. Right now, I love the '90s aesthetic, like in movies.
That's true.
So I really like it because of that, but it is bad. And like I don't know.
I did like Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin.
Yeah, no, that was a great choice, right? That was really good.
And I do like when he throws some on the ceiling.
Yeah.
He's fucking them up and he just throws some. And it's like, oh shit. But other than that, nothing. Fucking Colin Farrell. Fucking and that's not even because and I don't even dislike that because it's Colin Farrell, just because the character was so terrible.
What's funny is they like made him because like did you watch the Daredevil Netflix show? No? That show is actually really good. It's really good, like all of it's really good. And the very last season they did on the comic book where Bullseye comes out in. And it's very close to like the source material. Like it deviates, but not like in any like really huge way, except for maybe leaving some stuff out. But it does a good job of building up Bullseye in a way that's like, okay, he's not this ridiculous guy who has a fucking bullseye on his fucking forehead, and like he does dumb. He doesn't.
Was it supposed to be a scar, a dent? What the?
No, he carved it in his head. because he's
It didn't
crazy.
even look like a carving though. It looked like they pressed the thing.
It looked like it looked like he
it
took
for
a fucking press
minutes.
and just put it in.
Yeah.
And
it looks like they did it with one of those things that they used to brand cows. But it wasn't hot. But it wasn't hot. It was just pressed to it. It looked like a stamp. You know?
Yeah. I like how I think I like how cheesy, how dumb it is. Like I don't like it for the fact that it's good. I like how bad it is. And like when they have Bullseye riding the motorcycle, like he's fucking surfing it, and then he's still throwing shit. I was like, get the fuck out of here! Like, no fucking way.
I mean, Bullseye could do that, you know. So,
he's like, it's not unrealistic, Frank.
Like it's unrealistic for us, but like, if Bullseye from the comic books was real, he could totally do that. He could absolutely do that. Daredevil could.
Yeah. Oh, Daredevil could for sure. But they do a good job because like in that storyline, Bullseye actually takes the Daredevil costume and starts wreaking havoc all over the Devil's Kitchen.
Okay, I think I saw that on the trailer.
And they did a really good job of doing that, and you should fucking watch it if you haven't seen. But
I mean, you know, I don't watch canceled shows.
It's true, but it's so good. But either way,
I don't know. But whatever, Batman.
Well, we're kind of
looking forward to it. We keep on deviating from the point, but looking forward to it for sure. Definitely looking forward to it.
What's the next movie?
Again, if you don't like Robert Pattinson because he did Twilight, you need to grow up.
Yeah, fucking get over it.
Go watch a movie called. I'm talking to the listeners. Go watch a movie. What was it? Good Time. Let me check. I had it right here.
I don't know. All I know is fucking Team N-word, dog. Fucking get that shit.
Go watch High Life. Go watch Good Time, and go watch The Lighthouse. And if you still don't like Robert Pattinson,
then watch Twilight again.
I think you're in love with him, and you just don't want to admit it. I think you fell in love with him when he made Twilight, and you just don't want to admit it.
Do you think that he's
still don't like him after that?
How much money do you think it would take for him to do another Twilight movie?
I think it would take more money for Kristen Stewart.
Oh, probably. That's fair. He would probably do it faster because he knows it's gonna it'll at least get people in the box office.
He'd be like, whatever, dude, I'm Batman. You know?
Yeah. I'm a vampire twice, dog. Let's fucking do it.
Especially if this Batman movie is like really good and well received.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
For sure.
He could be like, he'd be like, fuck it, you know, like let's make a Batman movie. Like he would reach that level in his career.
Yeah.
And he was already kind of there, but he can make super shitty movies and it's not gonna hurt him.
He reaches
because he's Batman. Because he's gonna be like, if the movie's as good as it seems, he's gonna be like my new favorite Batman and everyone's new favorite Batman. You know? Yeah. So he's gonna reach that level that who cares?
Yeah.
Who fucking cares? You know? I wanna be Batman for 15 years, you know?
Yeah.
I keep that money rolling. I could make as many fucking art house films as I want. You know, I can make so many Lighthouse movies, you know, or whatever. I could just do every A24 movie if I want.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll just buy A24 at this point.
I'll give me artistic cred.
Yeah.
And I'll make another Twilight. I want another house. You know? I want another mansion. I'll make another Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm talking like I know the guy.
Yeah. What's the next movie?
No. Let me tell you what my friend Robert Pattinson would say, you know? Next movie, the Znyder Cut. You did it, you fucking nerds.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Actually, got it done.
Yeah.
And I never thought it would happen.
A lot of people didn't think it was going to happen.
We've talked about this before in the podcast. Every time we do a comic book episode, we got to come up with a good name for them. But, you know, I did not think it was going to happen. It's happening. The Znyder Cut is getting released.
Yep.
Fucking Znyder Cut is getting released. And honestly, it's going to be even better than whatever we would have gotten in the theaters if he had finished the whole thing. You know? This is going to be 4 hours long. He could put in all the things that he wasn't going to be able to put in there. You know?
Yeah.
He could do special effects however he wants. I think it's going to be great. I think he has to prove that movie was going to be good. And that it wasn't just going to be another Batman versus Superman, you know?
That's the thing. Like, there's probably a shit ton of pressure on him now that the bad one came out to make sure it's fucking good.
Right.
And that's the thing is like, I mean, I think they said it costs like $1 million to do all the reshoots he wanted, including editing and everything. So
that's nothing for HBO, dude. You know how many
no,
people are gonna subscribe to it
oh yeah,
just for that?
yeah,
Every DC nerd that was fucking battling it out, like to make that movie, they're all gonna get a subscription to it.
you know, if
they
they
have
pulled the
it,
Mulan and then charged an extra $30, I wouldn't even complain.
I paid $60.
Yeah,
And I don't, and like I said, I'm not the biggest DC fan,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
and also I didn't like Batman versus Superman. It was
yeah,
trash, you know.
yeah.
But either way,
It's definitely
I'm
gonna be
very excited for the movie. The trailer
looked
looked
so good.
awesome.
Looked so
It
good.
looked awesome.
So
You
fucking
see
good. Like,
Darkseid right in the beginning, just looking cool as hell. And also the CG, it did look a little weird to me. I don't know. The CGI in some DC movies, it's like it looks like you were just about to finish it,
yeah,
and then you just didn't.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you had to take that extra step to make it look really, really good, and then you just said like, "Oh, no, that's good enough." Yeah. We don't want to spend another 15 hours on this.
yeah.
That's kind of what it looks like to me.
It's
But
kind
he
of
still looks
crazy
really cool.
because Darkseid isn't even that like dramatic of a character, like with his look. You know, like it's his shit's very simple. So
He's
I do think
he's
like
not that diva Thanos that had
no,
a fucking golden fucking glove and
yeah,
a bunch of jewels and shit.
no,
Like he's got a pimp cup wrapped around his fucking hand. Yeah,
yeah.
I get you.
So yeah, it's
All of a
it,
sudden,
I know.
yeah, fuck Marvel.
No, it's so I do think his look looks interesting, but the fact that we see him like full on was fucking great. The extra cuts that we're gonna see as far as like character development with the like all the characters, we're gonna see more of them kind of coming into the roles instead of like he just is like, hey, come with me on an adventure, and then they already kind of know what's up. Like,
yeah, it looks like the characters have a lot more depth.
yeah, for sure.
And even I really like that part when he the Flash rescues this girl, and it's obviously his girl, the girl that becomes like his girlfriend, right?
Yeah,
you remember that part?
I do remember that part.
So like they're setting up a lot of more things, like a lot more subtle things, the and with everyone, Cyborg, it looks like he's gonna go through a lot more emotionally.
Yeah, we actually get to see him like play football and shit. Like,
yeah, and I did like that. He said Znyder said that he's kind of like the heart of the movie,
Yeah,
and I think
so that
maybe that's what the movies were lacking a little bit, like giving the characters a little more humanity.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, because it's like, yeah, we get it. Fucking Batman's parents died, but he's already Batman, Like he's just, it's very shallow. You know what I mean? It's just there's no depth to the characters.
No. And no, like, yeah, like, it's definitely going to be interesting.
Like Aquaman's just a cool guy that drinks and he can swim fast,
Yeah, right. Like we didn't really get too much, and like that's the thing is like the first trailer really built that up, like because you see him Batman going into that tavern or whatever and like asking for him, and you feel like we're gonna get like this grand fucking thing, and it's literally like 2 minutes of him just being like, I'm the Aquaman. Later, like
I'm not gonna lie though, I think it's because it's Jason Momoa and he's just like a cool guy.
Yeah.
But like when he's walking in the pier and he chucks that bottle and he throws it and then the waves come crashing and he just goes in the water. That was the baddest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life.
No, that's fair. No, he does have like a distinct swagger to him and like his whole persona.
What is this? What's happening here? But Darkseid looks great. I like the thing on his chest. I don't know if that has a specific name. The Darkseid mark.
Oh, the Omega sign.
The Omega sign. There you go. It's like on his chest, and it kind of looks like a scar.
Yeah, it looks interesting. And the redo on Steppenwolf looks fucking way better. Like Steppenwolf looked like trash.
Wondering about that. What does Steppenwolf look like in the comic books?
Not like that.
Doesn't he just look like a guy?
No, it depends.
Isn't he pretty much like a giant guy that's wearing an armor?
No, he looks a little more crazy. It depends on which version, because there's a couple different versions of him. But like, he
Okay.
definitely looked more like '90s comic book than like this crazy alien. You know, that's the thing, is like they're not aliens, they're new gods, and like
Right.
the movies don't really distinct that, because like I think
So
people just associate
the
them as
new
aliens.
gods are the
Hmm?
new gods equivalent to like the Eternals in the Marvel universe?
No. I mean, think of like
not
the
like
new
the
gods
stories are very
as
similar,
like, you
but
know, like Hercules, like demigods
okay.
like Hercules, or different things like all the god. Think of all the gods kind of like the Greek gods, like, so the old
So they're more
gods.
like
The old
so
gods
they're
are
more like
literally the Greek gods in the comic. So like how Wonder Woman's an Amazonian. The old gods are
right.
literally Zeus and all them, and they died off. And the new
Oh,
gods are these newer versions that, and some of them have fallen. Hence, Darkseid and a couple other people. And Steppenwolf
right.
is actually Darkseid's kid.
Right. So he's a
So
new god.
yeah, essentially,
He's God Junior.
he's God Junior.
God the third.
Junior.
God the third.
Yeah,
He's
right.
God Junior.
Uh,
Okay.
So that's what
They're more
Steppenwolf.
like
But Steppenwolf doesn't look like he does in the movies at all.
Asgardians than
Yeah, kind of.
it seems something like between the Asgardians and like the Eternals.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would say
I
that.
don't know. I don't know. But he looks great.
Yeah, no, in the redo for
I
sure.
liked all of it. I liked all of it. I don't know about Steppenwolf. He looks a little alien-y to me.
That's like I said, that's the thing that I don't like, is that they do kind of make them look like aliens, and I'm
Yeah.
like, they're not alien. Like, there's definitely aliens in the DC universe, but they're not aliens. So
Yeah,
it's like
exactly. But like
dicey.
it
But
was like,
that's the
but
thing
they're
with,
also not human, you know. So
yeah.
it's
But
like, yeah,
new gods
I'm sure
look,
it's difficult
yeah,
to and
yeah,
also like they have all these powers and like this like I don't know what they call it, but like like dark magic or whatever, like
yeah.
that's got to do something. Like they're handling these things that are so powerful. That's got to do something to your body.
I guess.
So maybe that's why, like, yeah, maybe it's something like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But all I know is that I'm more than excited to see that fucking Snyder cut. It's gonna be something fucking crazy. So
I'm super excited, and I thought it was really cool that during the panel, I didn't watch all the panels, but I watched that one.
mm-hmm.
He uh, interviewed the girl that started the Snyder Cut hashtag and the
Yeah.
whole movement, and this other guy that was like really essential to it too. He interviewed them. That was really cool for them to like just kind of see like their work pay off, and then
Mm-hmm.
get to be in a fucking thing and talk to Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
That was really cool of it. So, and what else? You see a lot of things. You see, yeah, we already talked about the whole thing, the whole trailer, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I rewatched all of them today except for that one. Okay, next, Wonder Woman.
That's an interesting one, because I didn't like Wonder Woman prior to I not the movies. I just didn't like the trailer that they had put out for 1984, and like it didn't really interest me. But this
Yeah, it
trailer
felt
made
like
me
it was
interested.
like full of itself,
Yeah.
and like
Right.
it was like they were trying too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like we get it, it's the '80s, dude. Chill.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're gonna rely on nostalgia too much. It seemed like
Okay.
that.
Yeah. It definitely felt like it was gonna rely on the fact that it was put in the 80s, and they're gonna have a ton of like 80s callbacks. But
Like
and they
we
didn't
get
really
it.
like.
It's straight. We get it. You watch Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so this one really kind of opened it up to like understanding what's going to be coming in the movie. We actually get to see both the villains that are in the movie. We get to see Cheetah in her full Cheetah form. Like, they have a lot of information in it, and it still leaves you wondering, like, well, what the fuck happened? Like, I can't wait to see the movie to understand what's going to happen in the movie.
Yeah. I
I
really
do
want to
hate
learn
it
the
when they
full
give away
story.
too much. Yeah, I hate it
I
when they
really
give away
want
like
to
too
know the
much.
full story. I'm intrigued. I think the movie's gonna look really good. I think it's gonna be well directed. It's in the story that is gonna be lacking. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know what that's gonna be. But the armor, that
Yeah.
golden armor she's wearing looks
Oh yeah.
amazing.
Yep.
That's for sure my favorite part of it.
Yeah. Oh, for
that
sure.
golden armor. It looks incredible. They did a really good job at making that.
Yeah, and like making it look like real armor, which I'm sure
Yeah.
it is at some point. You know what I mean? I'm sure it made her an actual suit, but it definitely, you can see how it, like, the way it moves, I'm sure, was CGI. So
Yeah. You think that's a big part of DC. Sometimes DC CGI doesn't look as good. Like I
I
said,
don't
sometimes I
know.
feel like in a lot of DC movies, I feel like
Yeah.
it's not. It seems like it's not finished.
Aquaman
That's just
didn't
what it
really
looks like to
bother me
me.
that much, and that movie was a
Aquaman did
shit
not
ton of
actually.
like
Aquaman
CGI.
did not at all. It was great.
Yeah.
The whole thing was great. The whole CGI was great. All the monsters and stuff were really, really, really well
Yeah.
done. All
Even like when they were underwater and like
the
their hair
ones from
has to
the
be moving
trench.
around and shit.
Yeah, the ones from the trench.
Yeah, the trench monsters, those were cool.
They were great.
Or even
But yeah,
that monster that's that
the big
giant monster
monster that he
that's
rides.
inside when he's
That was awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
that was cool too. It didn't feel like they were trying too hard.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean?
Not
It
at
felt
all.
like it looked like a real animal. It was just huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
It didn't feel like they didn't try to give him like unnecessary like spikes coming out of his back or
No.
like things like that, or like
He didn't look
unnecessarily.
like the Ninja Turtles movie
Exactly.
those last Ninja Turtles were kind of, I didn't even watch them. Like, that's how bad they looked to me.
Yeah, no. It looked really good. Yeah, everything was good on that. But sometimes it does seem, honestly, I think Kristen Wiig, when you see her, you're gonna see a lot of her character develop throughout the movie, right? It feels like the movie's gonna be a lot about her, and I
Yeah,
really like that because I
one
like
thing.
her. I like the way she looks, like when she just looks like some nerd, with the glasses and her hair so shitty, and then you see her just like dressed with like a hot ass dress,
Yeah.
and she's like, and everyone's like, damn girl, who's that? You know, that's not that same nerd with the glasses from last time, right? But it is,
Yeah.
But then when I saw the full transformation, the Cheetah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I know you said you didn't like it because of the
I really
CGI.
want to like it. I
Yeah.
really want to like it, but I can't. The water, and I remember that because you said that right now the Aquaman, the way the hair moved,
Yeah.
her hair's moving like that.
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
it did in the Aquaman movie.
You think the guy that was
When
animating
they
it
were
was just like,
underwater.
fuck, like he forgot to do it? And he was like, shit, I forgot to do it over the weekend. They're expecting the hair to move. What do I do? And then he remembers Aquaman. And he just
And
pulled
so
the
he did the
same
same
fucking,
thing, the
yeah.
same
He was like,
process.
oh, and he just
Pulled the
brought
same
over
file out or whatever.
yeah.
Uh, it was
And
supposed to
he's
be
like,
moving
they won't
different.
fucking notice. It'll be cool. And then he turned it in.
Yeah. I don't know, dude, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like her face. The way her face looks. It looks like one of the cats from the Cats movie that was really bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. It's just as good as that to me,
Yeah, I mean, it didn't bother me, but it
The
definitely
face
made
looks
me
off.
feel like if they decide to do like a Thundercats movie, that they should get a different person to edit it or
For
to like
sure, yeah,
make it,
for
because
sure,
like
no.
it was.
Do you think those lines are supposed to represent like some sort of magic that's helping her be Cheetah
Oh,
or
I
something?
mean, maybe, or it might be like the design on her like fur or whatever, or there's a lot of things that it could be. So who knows?
I didn't like it at all, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't like it at all. But other
yeah,
than that, it looks like the first Wonder Woman movie wasn't amazing, but it was a solid movie.
yeah.
And
I've
I
seen it
honestly, it feels like
again more
that's
than
what this
once.
is gonna
So
be. Yeah, honestly, it feels like that's what this is gonna be.
yeah, I agree. I don't
And
think I'm not.
it's kind of sad, honestly, because I think you could make a really good Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, I think the
It's
problem
not
is that
as
they
good.
go after some of these weirder stories. Like, I want to see. You know what Wonder movie I would want to see? It's her going after like Hades, or her
Yeah,
having to deal with like magic people, like
her
you know,
being like that real
yeah.
badass,
Show
the
me
real
like her
badass side.
handling Amazonian shit. If I'm gonna watch a standalone
Exactly.
movie,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and don't get me
Exactly.
wrong,
That'd be
Cheetah
awesome.
is a great character, and like this other villain is also like within her realm, but not enough. Like, show me like her going and like doing some crazy going to the pits of Tartarus and like getting some crazy ass shit from there and having to fight Hades, and there's
Yeah.
just so much.
Get into those hard stories.
Yeah,
Don't just keep making her like. Don't
because
just make it because you need a movie about a girl because you're trying to please everyone.
that's kind of how I felt
I
about the
think
first
that's
one, because
kind
they
of how
even
what
did
they did.
Hades like really bad. Like,
I
there's
think that's
even
kind of
this.
like oh yeah, we need a girl power movie here. You
Yeah.
know, to just so that feminists could watch our shit too. But it wasn't that good.
And
if you really cared about it, you would have made a better movie because you
know what would be a cool movie? There's this character called Faust, and he's like a warlock, and he always kind of goes up against her. And there's like a Justice League Unlimited story where her and Zatanna have to like face him. And I'm like, dude, that would be a great fucking like buddy up girl movie. Wonder Woman
I forgot
and Zatanna.
which movie it is, but I heard that we're looking for somebody to play Zatanna.
Oh, supposedly they're gonna do a Justice League Dark movie for HBO.
That's right. Yeah.
So that would be a cool one. They're probably gonna go like with the new version of Zatanna versus the old version. But yeah, either way, definitely gonna watch it, especially if they get Keanu Reeves to play Constantine. Fuck, that would be awesome.
Yeah. No, yeah, that'd be really cool. But yeah, fuck, what was I gonna say? Something about Wonder Woman. I don't know. I really want to see like a really good Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely still have high hopes for this one. I think it's gonna look good, so we'll see.
I think the third one is gonna be the one that really does it for it.
Are they gonna do a third one? I don't know if they are.
I'm sure they are. I think they want to keep this going as long as they can.
Well, speaking of
they're not gonna get rid of Wonder Woman because she's like a staple.
I don't think they should, but I think like, and we're gonna talk. I don't know when we're gonna talk about it, but Flash is gonna redo a lot of stuff. Where I would like to see. I think instead of doing another Wonder Woman solo movie, especially after the new Flash movie, they need to do a group movie. They need to do something to show us all the new characters, and that would be a great way.
They need to do something like Civil War, the Marvel Captain America Civil War.
Well, that's kind of what Flashpoint is supposed to be a little bit because you're not familiar with the actual story of Flashpoint, right?
I saw the movie. It's different in the book.
So it's a little different, but it's very similar. Like that's basically what happens.
He goes back in time, saves his mom, but everything's fucked.
Everything changes.
Bruce Wayne died as a kid. Instead of his parents, Thomas Wayne is Batman. His mom was the Joker, right?
Yeah.
And everything's fucked, and Superman's like skinny.
That, and then also the fact that Aquaman and Wonder Woman are leading like this
war. They're about to like destroy the world, right?
Yeah, and so
that was savage. The story was that I guess we're just gonna spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it.
Well, if you haven't fucking seen it, it's been out for like 10 years.
If anyone is still listening to us talk about DC for this long, they've definitely seen that movie. Right?
You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong.
There's no way they haven't. There's no way they haven't. And if somebody is, stop listening to this and then go watch that movie. Yeah. And then come back and listen to this.
And then come back, start it again.
And then come back and keep going.
That's the beauty of a podcast. You don't have to listen to it all at once.
You could just take a break if you want.
Yeah.
So the story goes that everything's fucked, right? And Wonder Woman and Aquaman are at war. But that's because they were smashing before.
Yeah.
And he was cheating on his queen wife, Mara, with Wonder Woman. And then she found out, and then Wonder Woman fucking cut off her head. It was brutal.
That shit, and then she took her crown and wore it.
And took her crown, and she wears it as a tiara.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. And so it's brutal.
She started putting it on as a nipple ring halfway through the movie. It got weird.
But this movie is gonna be. It seems like it's gonna be kind of a play on that.
Yeah.
Right. Like they for sure already said that there's not gonna be Thomas Wayne as Batman, but they did cast Michael Keaton, who's in his 60s now. He's an old guy, but he played one of the best Batmans.
Yep.
And Ben Affleck's back. So we're gonna be in different points in time. Yeah. I think this movie is gonna do what Days of Future Past did for the X-Men franchise.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
It's gonna reset a lot of things for them and create new possibilities.
Yeah, because they wanna kind of like have an excuse to kind of disregard the older movies, but you can still have, you can still keep going with the Aquaman movie that was actually successful. It's just so you don't have to reboot it completely.
And the thing that I like the thing I like so much about it, which if you saw the keynote, or if you didn't see the keynote, I guess, Ezra Miller, the guy who plays Barry Allen in this movie, actually he came and talked, and he broke it down and kind of how things are going to change and what the possibilities are. And what's cool about it is that it unites every version of any DC movie that has ever been created, even the ones that technically weren't created by DC and just other film studios. They all now exist in the DC universe because of that. And one thing that was cool was that
Clooney is a Batman in the
Batman.
DC.
Dude, George Clooney is a bad man. He's not a Batman. He's a bad man.
George Clooney, Val Kilmer. There's a Batman in the DC EU universe that has nipples on his suit.
Yeah, and a Bat credit card and a Batman credit card.
That wasn't the same ones, right?
Yeah, that was in the George Clooney one.
Clooney was the guy with the nips.
Yeah, Clooney was the guy with the nips.
That was Val Kilmer.
I think it started with Val Kilmer. No, it wasn't, because they don't get the nips until the very end of the George Clooney movie, because they change the suits. They get Alfred's like, my last gift to you, and then he gives them new bat suits, and the two dude ones have bat nipples.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it is fucking funny.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at the pictures.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. But they open up all kinds of possibilities. I know, right? They open up all kinds of possibilities. And one thing I like that we've never seen them do, at least in the DC universe, is acknowledge the TV shows. So Ezra Miller did an episode on the very last season of Flash, where it was a crossover episode with all the shows, where basically, since Ezra Miller is in a universe, all the multiverses collide in the TV show, and Ezra Miller pops up for like a couple minutes and talks to himself as Barry, talks to the other Barry Allen. And it's so interesting how they set a lot of stuff up without like really trying. The new suit that we got to see for Flash is actually directly based off of the one from the TV show. So you see the influence from there. And because he was in the multiverse, now it extends it out to like endless possibilities of multiverses that can exist. And it just shows that the TV shows did so much to solidify the DC EU and set it up. And I feel kind of bad
all
for
being very successful.
Yeah,
all those TV shows, these DC TV shows were very successful. It would be a mistake now that it seems like they're kind of rebuilding the DC EU. It will be a mistake for them not to include them in it.
Yeah, the only thing that makes me kind of sad about the way that they did it is that Stephen Amell is the guy who played Arrow, who kind of started the whole thing. I mean, it wasn't all him, but he was the show.
Arrow was the first show.
Yeah, it was the first show, and it really, without Arrow, none of it would have existed. And he didn't really get to be a part of that. He was in the crossover series, but that was his last episodes. So he wasn't like directly a part of, like, it would have been cool to see a multiverse, like the multiverse show up in the movies and then him show up in a DC movie, And so, I mean, maybe there's still a possibility that he could.
Yeah, who says that he can't show up in a DC movie now?
That's true.
If anything, there's more of a possibility now.
Yeah.
He might be in the Flashpoint movie.
That would...
I wouldn't be like super surprised.
No.
Because like they're making it clear. They're like clearly, even like all the ones with Marvel, it was always kind of like loose, But they made it clear that it's all the same universe, what
would be really cool is if eventually DC and Marvel both get to the place, because there are comic books where DC and MU combine, like they have like a crossover event in the comic books like a couple different times. So it would be cool if they did like a crossover movie. That would be so fucking cool. That would probably be one of the biggest, like there'd be too many moving parts to make it actually happen.
That's gonna take a long time if we ever get it. It's gonna be we're gonna be old.
I think there's too many people involved with the franchises to let that happen. Like
for sure.
Like legality wise, like how people get paid out.
If they do, it's gonna be like we've literally ran out of fucking stories to tell.
Yeah.
We're about to start making really bad movies.
Marvel is at the end of their rope. They make a Booster Gold movie finally, and they're like, "Fuck!"
Like they both are. They both are just fucked, right?
Yeah, they're starting making. Marvel makes a spot movie.
They're the Fast and Furious franchise. You know, we don't want to make these movies anymore, guys, but we're making too much money.
DC makes Howard the Duck 7, and they're finally like, "Fuck, we can't fucking do this anymore."
And then they're like, All right, let's do this. Let's do the crossover.
Yeah.
Can Robert Downey Jr. walk still? We're gonna bring him back.
Get Robert Downey. Wake Robert Downey up from his cryo chamber, please.
I know, right? Exactly. Yeah, that's how far into the future.
Yeah. No, for sure. It would be.
They're gonna bring Robert Downey Jr.'s head in a jar like in Futurama.
Yeah. They'll just clone him.
They screw it on top of the suit.
Body.
That's how he flies.
That's so funny.
Now he has a body. It's Iron Man.
Yeah. He just has an actual Iron Man body at that point. You know what I mean? Like
it's like in his bones.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Flash is gonna be something else. Something I've been waiting for a long time. So it'll be cool as fuck.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. That I'm toasted.
Fuck.
Okay, Flash is gonna be good. Cool. Next movie.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really get to see a trailer or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very, very happy that it's now getting some actual traction and it's like super confirmed because we've been hearing about Black Adam.
Yeah, for a long time.
10 years. For 10 years, I think probably that The Rock posted something about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how like everything started. So he wanted to do it all along.
Yeah.
That's like it's like one of those like Ryan Reynolds stories where like he wanted to make Deadpool and it was shitty for a little bit, but he got it. Like he did it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he finally did it, and we all loved it. You know? It's one of those things like The Rock was just trying to get that movie made, and now it's the time has come.
Yep.
And it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna introduce so many more people, so many big people that we want to see in the big screen. You know, like so many very important characters. Fucking Dr. Fate and Hawkman. Just those two.
Yeah.
It's gonna blow the DC universe up.
You know what's funny is Hawkman is one of those characters that like you know him, but you're like, what does he do? Like a lot of people don't really know Hawkman actually. Like if you read the comics,
Hawkman, like real DC fans know, and they know he's a badass, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
He's 100% badass.
Yeah.
That's the only way to describe him. And he flies, and he has a giant mace, and he hits people with it.
I know he's like a regular dude, but I would really like for him to just be flying around going, "Grrr!" Like he doesn't talk.
No, I think he's like ancient.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, he's like he's reborn. He's like a reborn. He
it's like a
was
Phoenix thing, right?
Yeah. But I would just like the idea of Hawkman, like he can't talk and he's just like, "Bah!" And they're like, yeah, fucking do that. Hawkman's like, ah, like,
but he just looks. He's just a guy with a mask, but he still can't.
But he still does it. He still can't. He's like, ah! Like only when he puts the mask on too. Like
it's the Hawk part of it.
Yeah.
It's the way he talks. Because if he takes off his mask, he's still like super strong and stuff.
Yeah.
But he wears it for some reason. Like that's his bit now.
Like he did it once, and now he has to commit to it because that's how they know him.
That's his bit when we're fighting crime and when we're.
I'm trying to be serious. I'm taking out like 3 dudes. I'm like, Hawkman, do this.
Like, Darkseid's coming, and this was doing a bit. You know, he never gives it up. Like he doesn't have to wear it at all, but he does it so that he could go caw, and, and people understand him.
Yeah,
you know? So it's like, dude, take it serious. Right?
Yeah, dude, we're trying to fucking do something here, man. Okay.
What have we been talking about? Dude?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I'm kind of stoned.
Black Adam looks like it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Next movie. Oh man, this is real completely useless fashion here.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, we covered them pretty good.
Yeah, I like what we're doing. I love it. Yeah, and I hope you guys like it too. It's for you guys. This isn't for me. You think I like sitting here talking to Pablo for more than an hour? No.
Last 2 things. The fucking video game industry is going to be taken over by superhero games.
Yeah, I mean, it already kind of is.
Especially, it already kind of is, yeah. Especially that Spider-Man game was amazing. Now they're going to do a Miles Morales game.
They're doing a Miles Morales and another one, both in the same year. It's a lot.
And another Spider-Man?
Yeah, because that Miles Morales game is only like it's like a mini game. It's not a full-length game. So it's like just to keep you like happy, and then they're gonna do another one.
Just to give you something, just to calm the shakes.
Yeah.
Well, there's another Spider-Man game, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, I mean, now we have DC's getting into it. I mean, they were already on it with the Arkham Asylum, whatever
Arkham Knight games, yeah.
Arkham Knight game. You know, I just realized that we're on Zoom right now, guys, and you know how you could see the little screen, you could see yourself, and the big one, you could see the other guy, but you could change it. I've just been looking at myself the whole time. I've been talking to I've been literally talking to myself the whole time. I'm looking right at myself and
That's
talking.
so fucking funny. You're just
all right, cool. Now we can start the podcast.
Stupid.
But yeah, the Suicide Squad game looks awesome.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad. You know what? The story of it has me so excited. It's literally called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. So you already know what's up. But the way that the trailer really is like, because you think like, oh, they're gonna go on a mission and they're gonna just have to go kill the Justice League. Okay, that's kind of cool. Nah, I don't think it's gonna be like that at all from the trailer. It looks like the Justice League they're under some kind of spell or control or something.
Yeah, some kind of spell. Brainiac is doing something.
Yeah. It was really funny. Like that, you know? It was super funny. The trailer genuinely made me laugh. It made me laugh more than the fucking movie did.
Yeah, so, for sure. Definitely.
That says a lot.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to talk about that movie too.
Oh yes.
All the info we got from James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
Dude, it looks amazing.
It looks better than the first one, that's for sure. That's for damn sure.
The first one looks amazing. All the characters look good.
Yep.
Harley Quinn looks badass.
Looks like there's a lot of effort going to make sure that they don't have another Suicide Squad like the first one.
Yeah. And you know, like James Gunn is the right guy to do that. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
He's the right guy to do that. He has that. He knows how to do that aesthetic really good. You know. And from the looks of it, everything looks awesome. Everything looks awesome about the movie. Oh, the whole cast. The cast is amazing. Idris Elba. You know, fucking bunch of other good ones.
This fucking guy.
Just having Idris Elba and Margot Robbie in the movie.
Yeah, they kind of. I really liked how they made Harley Quinn look in this one so far from what I've seen. She does look different. You know,
it's gonna give us a really, really. I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but I still haven't watched the Birds of Prey movie.
It's not good. Don't watch
so I think that happened. That pretty much that's what the movie was about. But this is like a Harley Quinn that's completely independent from the Joker.
Yeah,
her identity is not tied to. Yeah, I know that's what the movie was, and now we're seeing her in action. Like, you know, like she becomes. That's like the point of the movie, right? The Birds of Prey movie.
Yeah, it's supposed to show her like after Suicide Squad that she is definitely like learning who she is as herself, like becoming into her own self.
And now we have a Harley Quinn that's completely independent from anyone else. And it looks like it's gonna keep growing into a really cool character. Yeah, and maybe hopefully the second Harley Quinn movie is good.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot riding on this movie. I think a lot like besides just money. Like if this movie does well, it definitely opens the door for a Harley Quinn sequel. You know. And then spin-offs from all the characters in this movie. So who knows how they're gonna do it? But yeah, I'm interested to see how the movie's gonna turn out for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really, really good.
Yeah.
Let me see. But also getting back to video games, Gotham Knights.
Fuck, that looks good.
You know, I'm not that into video games. I want to buy a console to play that game.
Dude, it's going to be sick, honestly, like, from the looks of it. If you're a fan of the Arkham Knight games at all, you're going to like this new one. It definitely has, like, the same feel. They've explained that it's different, that it's not in the same universe. It's definitely set in, like, a parallel universe, so a universe that's very similar. It looks and feels the same, but it doesn't have the same feel. Right away, they tell you Batman dies. Batman somehow gets killed, which he did get killed in the Arkham Knight games, but, all the characters that were associated with Batman knew that. And so in this one, it's they're just finding out for the first time that Batman dies. They get a code black and they get a video sent to them showing his like virtual will kind of, and they have like a new home base that they can work out of. So it gives a lot of hints as to like as far as what the gameplay is. So it looks like there's gonna be a lot of like leveling up of your base and a lot of leveling up of the characters. The play is going to be a little different because they actually it looks like it's a little more like RPG based as far as like the leveling and the fighting. So I'm kind of excited for that because it means that there could be a lot of different possibilities for racking up the character. And I mean, you get to finally see what's going to happen if all the Robins have to take over and Batgirl. Like, there's a lot of really cool things that are going to be in this story, and I'm excited to see.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There was too many Robins there for me. I didn't know who was who.
There's 3 Robins. Well, technically,
Obviously,
there's 4 Robins, but there's 3.
I mean, they've all been Robin at one point, right?
So yes, only one of them is technically still Robin in the game.
Okay.
But there's Dick Grayson, who's who's Nightwing. There's Jason Todd, who's Red Hood, and then there's oh shit, I'm forgetting his name. God damn it. Tim Drake.
What's the name?
Tim Drake. Tim Drake is the last Robin before Batman's actual son, and he becomes before Damian, yeah, and he becomes Red Robin, and so that's
Damian's Red Robin.
No. Tim Drake becomes Red Robin.
Becomes Red Robin,
and
Damian's Robin.
Damian's just regular Robin. But yeah, and so it's them 3 with Batgirl. So we'll get to see them kick ass and see what I'm just excited to play Jason Todd in a different capacity. That you could play him in one of the Arkham Knight games because he ends up being a villain in one of the games. But in this one you get to play him just as Red Hood and not in like a weird remake of the character. It's really him. So I'll be excited because he's my favorite Robin. That's not true. I think I like Dick Grayson better, but I like the backstory of Red Hood. I really like everything he goes through. So it'll be cool though.
No, yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah, I watched that movie the other day.
Oh, the Red Hood movie.
Like, I know it's not supposed to. It's not made for kids, right? It's a little more intense, not for young kids. And I knew that, but something about seeing a cartoon like be that kind like that brutal. They didn't show him fucked up or anything, but the Joker's beating the shit out of him for a long time with a crowbar, and that's just the opening scene. Yeah, like for a while, you know, they didn't just imply that he got beat up. He gets fucked up for a long time. Yeah, and with the crowbar, and I was like, what? I was like, when is this gonna stop? I get it, you know?
Yeah, no, it is a lot, and it's crazy because there's like different like stories of that, and then even like in the Batman the Animated Series, they didn't want to. Tim Drake started out as in the Batman the Animated Series, they combined Tim Drake and Jason Todd into one character. So when they went ahead and I don't know if you ever watched the Batman Beyond movie, the Joker who never laughs or something like that. I don't know. Either way, they instead of Joker killing a Robin, he actually turns the Robin into a Joker. And, yeah, the story is really cool. You should watch it. You would like it a lot. It's a pretty cool fucking movie, and you get to there's a lot of different craziness that's happened in the cartoons that they've been able to tell, which is why I don't understand why they don't do the Jason Todd story, because like we've definitely gone to a point where Batman is more gritty, and I would love to see it happen in like a real, like either on a TV show or a movie, preferably a movie, but I would totally take a TV show. They did on a TV show.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna be honest, you lost me a little bit there.
I know, it was a lot of information.
I think I broke my pen. That's why.
That fucking sucks.
This thing came off and it's never come off like that. Now I don't know if it didn't look like this before.
Well, you fucked it up, Pablo.
On the inside.
It happens.
Yeah, I really think I did break it. I need it though.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to do about it.
Can't sleep without it.
Well, it sucks. You're going without sleep. But hey, we got anything else on the list?
No, other than that, I'm very excited for Black Adam. I think I'm excited the most for Black Adam.
Yeah, that's the one you want to see the most?
I like how he's like, hey, Superman, I see you, you know?
Yeah.
And everyone else, the whole Justice League, it seems like he does mention Shazam, but it seems like he's gonna probably meet other heroes first and go against
I think they're gonna set up Black Adam good, and then depending on how that movie goes, they're gonna do Shazam 2, where he fights Black Adam.
No, I think Shazam 2. I think he's gonna fight him in 3.
Oh yeah.
I think the other one is going to be like the Brotherhood of Evil or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Because you see the worm at the end.
Oh, that's
and
right.
You see him talking to like one of those, the other guy.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be that. And I think the way they're talking about Shazam, about the hierarchy of power or whatever, they might want to turn him into a big villain, like big enough to like be a Justice League villain.
Like a Thanos kind of thing?
Like a Thanos type kind of thing. Or like,
I mean, they
like,
could. With him, they
like
definitely could.
Even more of a Loki type of thing. He's not as powerful or whatever as like Darkseid or whatever, you know? Well, he was a big villain. He was the first big villain of the MCU. The first big, you know?
Yeah.
So even like something like that, like they're going to build him up for a couple of movies. You know, and then maybe do a Justice League where it's Shazam and maybe like another 2 bad guys teaming up, you know?
Yeah, that could be cool.
Something like that, you know? But I don't think he's gonna. If they do save him for a Shazam movie, I think it's gonna be like on the 3rd one.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know what? What would be cool too, if they did like I want to see more team up movies for Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
So if they did just like a Shazam movie where like the Flash is there, you know, like the way like a Ragnarok type of thing where he's helping them pretty much the whole movie. So they did Shazam with the Flash. That would be cool to see them, to know that it's not just Shazam going against Black Adam because Black Adam's that powerful, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he needed help. So like maybe Cyborg or Flash.
Yeah, no, could definitely be interesting.
Seeing the Flash and Shazam, they could have really good chemistry, and it could be a really good movie.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I would definitely want to see it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
But I definitely want to see more team up movies and
more crossovers.
Marvel and DC. More crossovers. Like,
well, I think with Marvel's handling it good with the TV shows. Like I'm really excited for those, and I think if those go well, I think that opens up all kinds of possibilities for the future as far as like how you can do crossovers or even just tell more stories with those characters, with those actors, you know? Because I think that's the thing that sucks about the movies is they take about 6 months to a year to make, and then the person doesn't get to do that for like another 2-3 years. Like how cool would it be if like they made the movie, then they take a little break, then they go ahead and film a TV show for like 3-4 months, and then it's done, and we get to see the character for longer, you know, in a different capacity. I think it'd be really, really cool. Right.
I think that's gonna be happening now.
Yeah, hopefully
with all the TV shows, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we're gonna have more TV shows about different characters, you know.
Yep.
Like I'm sure like there's gonna be a Moon Knight TV show. I'm sure we're gonna see him pop up in some of the movies.
No, it could be really cool,
you know?
and you know, I think it would. I would definitely encourage them to do stuff like that.
Yeah, because because the shows they're not like a secondary story. They're like gonna be things. The things happening in the shows are gonna be affecting the movies directly. You know.
Oh yeah.
So that's gonna be really cool to see. All right, that's we're done.
All right, cool. Well,
I'm upset. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, fucking check out our social media if you guys would like the podcast. Please subscribe. It really helps us out if you guys can check out all the episodes and subscribe, whether you listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or if you go to our website and check it out. Like, however you guys do, if you guys can please subscribe, it really helps us out, especially right now with everything going on with COVID. Every little part helps. So if you are a fan, please do that for us. We are going to be working on some cool stuff and maybe some giveaways in the near future. We'll see. We definitely have like a long list of guests that we're trying to get. So we kind of made some adjustments as far as like now that we realize that we're definitely going to be doing some, you know, be stuck in COVID for a while. So yeah, fucking hang out. Anything else to say?
Are we still doing the podcast?
Yeah, we fucking got to sign off.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Listen to our shit.
Fucking all right. Later.
Fucking Znyder right now.
Drinking on blood like a vampire bat. Waiting on the plug like where he at. Chilling no clothes at the laundry mat. Can't fuck with me like an angry cat. Need me a blunt and a god girl stat. Black lipstick and a spider.